Alpine going from sleepy to snappy.
Whoa.
Like those alliterations.
Yeah.
What's happening, fellow neighbors inside the ranch? Alpine gang is waking up right now. Some big jumps in actual inventory and actual sales and even some price news. I'll bury that lead there, so stay tuned.
That's great. And combine that with a little bit of economic uncertainty. We're starting to see the rates drop. We got potentially some Fed drops coming up. So exciting news there too.
End of summer, here we come. So even though we know that we sort of behave interdependently inside of our illustrious gates there, being a bit anomalous as a real estate market, as a vis-a-vis to the rest of the zip, we always love starting with some data and then sprinkling some consciousness on top of that so we can figure out, hey, that actually even matters and makes sense to us. So Alpine gang just woke up. So there's some peeps right now that are maybe down inside the valley who are excited about popping up into the foothills. So 87.5% increase in closed sales.
Great.
That's a big deal because we were seeing some, and purporting here, some pretty low, almost desperate numbers.
That one corner, those signs were building up.
Oof. Yeah, if you right there on Tavern in South Grade. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. It's like anyway, so, but also, interestingly, it's not just that. It's inventory also up 43%. So sellers are finally starting to show up. But here's the kicker. Detached homes sold for 100.1% list price to sales price, which is a rare feat right now in this market cycle.
Yeah, that's great. So people are getting what they're asking for.
Right.
Yeah, that's good news.
Despite inventory up almost 50%.
Despite inventory and all this. So how does that relate to the numbers, right? This is especially important in high-end real estate.
Right.
We're seeing the numbers start to drop back down. We just got some bad economic news. That's driving the forces of the treasury yield, which also correlates with mortgage rates. We're starting to see the impact of job losses affect the interest rates. Good news if you're trying to borrow money. Good news if you're trying to sell your house, because that means it's more affordable for the folks that are looking to buy. So this might be kind of moving into what we're seeing where sellers are actually able to get top dollar again because the money's getting a little bit cheaper. And hopefully over the next handful of months, we'll see that improve even more.
Talk about like chomping at the bit and burying every lead possible. Love to hear more about that. So real estate side, we actually did, though, believe it or not, we had a minus 1.1, which is almost infinitesimal dip in June median sales price. But lest you think that that's a trend down, we're actually still up 5% right now in the calendar year.
That's great.
Which, again, I mean, you want to talk about resilience.
Yeah.
That is like the knight fully armored up right there with the sword just like stomped inside one of those blue granite boulders that's probably sitting in front of your house saying like, we will not give.
Yeah.
We will not give.
You know?
Especially considering what's happening around the rest of the market.
Right. So very price resistant, which of course is a great sign for us, despite all that boon in market activity.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? So buyers right now, they're making votes. Right? It's all just a big shim-sham, a fugazi, a wazi-woozy, until someone breaks out their checkbook and strokes a check.
Sure.
Right? So what buyers are voting with is they're saying, look, I want to lock it up early to beat the crowd. That could be one of the narratives. East County pace picking up fast could also be a narrative as well. This could be a sleeper hit heading into the fall. Remember, in our gates, the seasonality is not created equal, right? Even though we're not dealing with snow and contending with nor'easters, the summer month is vastly outproportioned for the amount of transactions we have, especially in the ranch. So if this is a market cycle that you were thinking about wanting to do for yourself in 25, you're waiting for some good news to end out the year, the clock could be a ticking.
Yeah, and sometimes what we see is in weird markets, which one could easily argue we are.
Yeah.
You start to see those bookends make a difference too, right? It's not just like July. It's stuff around that leaking into fall potentially. And with, again, the way the rates are moving, I think we're going to see an uptick in buyer activity because the borrowers are borrowing money at a cheaper rate, and that's going to be good for buyers and sellers.
Hallelujah. And also an ode and an homage to be on the early front end of that. I mean, again, we can't predict the future, but if that is the direction we're heading, you want to be in front of that versus behind that. because the market news, as good as it comes positively, can equally follow with some negative stuff, and then it's ephemeral.
Yeah. And folks who bought 6 months ago are getting ready to refi right now. So they experience a different rate environment, but they'll still get to take advantage of the low rates because they're coming.
Yeah, it's really well said. So, gang, excited right now. And, you know, let's be honest. There hasn't been a ton to be excited about.
I feel like we've been saying the same stuff for a long time now. This is nice to feel a difference.
It is. And so hopefully this finds you well. By the way, if you made it this far in the video, I want to make a little offer. We co-invested in a really cool home tracker value tool. And it ain't cheap, man. Trust me. It's actually pretty gosh darn expensive. And I want to offer that to any of my friends inside the ranch. Of course, we got the Zillows. Of course, we got the Redfins. And I mean, every damn site's got its own little algorithm. But this pulls from the 3 most highly ethical, EFFIC. I don't know if you could throw a TH in there anywhere.
LLEY.
And really helps you triangulate your own truth, so you're not just dealing with some of the free apps that are always purporting high numbers to get you excited and click on them, right? So let me know if that's interesting to you, and we'll catch you back here next month.
RPV.